Why, hello there. It's come to my attention that in my most recent video, World's Strongest Man, I said something pretty dicey, or at least something that could be interpreted as kind of dicey. I said that I'll roll the clip. In their experience, just like in what they favored in life outcomes. Of course, Krillin became the family man that we know him to be, right? Had his kid, Marin, not her, or whatever, and it's kind of like, was she a cyborg too? But then Android 18, remember, kind of got wished to be human, so I guess there's like probably nothing wrong there. Either way, they all got taken over by babies, so they're at least human enough in that respect. Either way, Krillin became a family man, and so did Gohan. I said something kind of ambiguous about whether or not Marin and Android 18 were real, and all I was speaking to in that instance was that by that point in the series, GT, there was no question as to whether or not Android 18 was human, and that Marin, their offspring, of course, was also human, and that Krillin was not just programming a robot and creating a family, as some people have joked about before.
Google about this at your own risk.
This joke cropped up when Krillin pulled Android 18, right? In like the Boo saga. Like, oh, Krillin programmed Android 18 to have sex with him. And it's a stupid juvenile joke. I was speaking to that, dispelling it in what I thought was a harmless way, but then now watching it back, I'm seeing that, like, out of context, because I cut that clip up, I probably could have said it better. I could have like worded myself better as to what I was trying to clarify. Anyways, that's what this video is me clarifying that I was not trying to imply that Marin and Android 18 were not human. It's the opposite. It's like, actually they are human. They are human, and Krillin started a real family with real humans. And here's Toriyama directly saying that, and here's a clip where they directly address that.
So what's with the hair, Krillin? I thought you were naturally bald.
Oh, no, I just kept it well waxed. I could have sworn I told you that.
Then why did you stop doing it? I mean, you just don't look like, Krillin anymore.
Guess love makes you change some things.
And boy, ain't that true.
Whoa, watch out, everyone! Android 18 is here!
See, Goku still sees her as an evil robot.
Look, he noticed. How cute.
Women that talk like this are usually flirting.
Someone please tell me she's still not terrorizing the planet!
Then Krillin drops the sauce.
Well, actually, Goku, 18 and I have gotten married.
Goku shocked.
You mean you live in the same house as her?
Gotta love Goku's bluntness.
That's all part of it. We even had a kid together.
What? But how?
Spare me.
18's trying to keep it on the down low, but Krillin will kiss and tell.
How do androids have babies?
As it so happened, she started out as a human being. Dr. Giro just remodeled her a little bit.
Morgan.
Oh, okay. Then, congratulations.
Thank you.
And yeah, no, seriously, like, I feel like Gohan's expression defines my expression perfectly to this news, okay? I seriously have nothing but emphatic joy when I think about the fact that Krillin has a child named Marin and a wife named Android 18. Yeah, Krillin might even know her real name, and we just might never hear them say it, and that's just how subtle the writing is. I think that's awesome. It's just that simple. I adore those two characters, and I adore the fact that Krillin is a family man for him. And Gohan's expression here perfectly fits those emotions, especially if you watched that last video. It's especially touching that, Gohan has that expression, because it, in my opinion, does match how he would feel finding out that his boy Krillin, his Unc Krillin, right, his mentor in some ways, Krillin, Uncle Krillin, had a family with Android 18, who was a real human, and Krillin, he's got a life to aspire to. And that's all I was really trying to say. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my voice and a few clips about Krillin, a few more clips about Krillin. Call this like the World's Strongest Man Part 2. With that out of the way, I don't think there's anything else to cover about the human characters. We can just stop talking about them completely.
It's Krillin. I'm impressed you were able to find me in a place like this.
Oh, man. I was just trying to take a shortcut to Master Roshi's. Just my luck I run into this creep.
Mister?
Huh?
Thank you for saving us.
Yeah, sure thing. Now you should really go.
Right. Come on. Thanks, mister.
And yeah, he's always been a player, you know it. With that new confidence surge.
You've actually made this easier on me.
Whatever Cell's yapping about. There's innocent people to fight for. locked in. You know the drill. Stall for time.
Here he comes.
Hey, here we go!
Again.
He's gone! Where did he go? Hold on!
And once more. And hell yeah, that's called using your head.
But even Cell finds this bit a little stale at this point. Pulls up on an upside down angle. Things are looking dire for my man for sure. But then, gets bailed out by Tien and Piccolo.
Oh well, another time.
And of course I was fibbing earlier because we have to keep talking about the human characters. They're what keep the soul of the show alive. Just look at my boy Tien here. He doesn't get the respect he deserves. And I know a lot of you would agree with that statement. In fact, a lot of you guys disagreed with me on my last video when I said that Krillin was the strongest human alive. A lot of you guys said, in fact, Tien holds that title. And while I am very partial to Tien, and I do believe he is underrated, as I literally just said, that's right, breathe it in. I don't know if that makes him stronger than Krillin. And I'm actually not going to belabor you with this long and extensive analysis of their characteristics as fighters. I'm going to make it pretty short. I do agree with most of the criticisms of my last video that states that Tien is the more consistent and trained or seasoned fighter because, well, I think I have to. I think it's just stated in the manga and heavily, there's Uber Eats again, heavily evidenced in the show that Tien, even throughout the Buu saga, but then further beyond, Super notwithstanding, Tien has stayed consistent as a in fact, I think even into Super, Tien stayed consistent as a fighter and was training ardently. To be fair, it was just amongst other human monks at a dojo, whereas Krillin did become the family man that we knew him to be. And so, I mean...
What's my problem? I'm paralyzed. If I can't get a hold of myself, I'm done.
And so here, like, it actually makes sense that he's afraid because he hasn't been fighting for years.
Let's get to it! Just go! Krillin, retreat!
And his friends don't believe in him.
Time to claim my prize!
And Krillin's so used to being the barometer for power creep here that he didn't even conceive that he could be the guy power creeping.
I ducked. He was so slow it wasn't even hard. Weren't you surprised for Krillin?
Yeah, Roshi, tell him.
Cell, Majin Buu, Lord Beerus, not to mention Goku and Vegeta. You've spent all these years with a front row seat to the greatest displays of fighting techniques in the universe. You've absorbed more than you know. These third-rate scrubs won't be able to touch you with their attacks as long as you keep your eyes open.
True.
Come on, Krillin, believe in yourself.
Do you really think so? Have a little faith in yourself and your training. You're a proud student of the Turtle School of Martial Arts.
And fuck yeah, that's what I was trying to say in my previous video.
Sorry if you didn't get the message.
A touching moment in the show. Remember, that was his previous master.
How could you forget?
That was a fluke. I'll destroy you!
Even if I'm going to count super scaling, which gave Krillin a big boost. It doesn't really seem like Krillin got his boost so much so in Super from his consistent training. So I got to give the consistent fighter, staying up to date and in tune with martial arts, award to Tien. Good job, Tien. And that's actually like a pretty big metric in and of itself, right? Tien's a more consistent fighter. He's been more trained throughout the series. You'd think right then and there, it's like you're kind of just admitting that Tien is a better fighter to Krillin. But the thing is, I think Krillin would beat Tien in a 1v1. And my analysis here is only as deep as the fact that Frieza got completely sliced up by the Kienzan. I'm talking got fucked up 5 ways till Sunday. And that's a move that Frieza originally stole from Krillin, right? Frieza dipped into Krillin's bag for that move. You could argue it's homing and so it's therefore different, but like the general idea Frieza copied from Krillin. And it was only Krillin's attack that wasted Frieza. And Destructo Disc, for its key cost and overall complexity of key manipulation, makes for one of the most overpowered abilities in the universe. And that is why Frieza is weaker than Krillin by the end of the series. And that is of course why Tien would lose to Krillin.
Yeah, that's where we're going with this.
In my previous video, many of you were quick to point out that Tien's Neo Tri-Beam that he used against Semi-Perfect Cell was holding him back actually a significant amount for basically like half a day. and shown to definitely like clearly put a dent in Cell. The thing is, it didn't deal with him, right? It never dismantled the foe. It was, at the end of the day, it was a stall tactic. And also that attack uses life force, right? It literally kills Tien, so he cannot sustain the move, even disregarding key limitations. And then also it's like, yeah, sure, Neo Tri-Beam is a pretty cool move, puts Tien's bag, at least, his deepest, most self-harming technique, on the stall level of Cell, semi-perfect Cell threats. But Destructo Disc is like a signature, like basic move from Krillin, which he spams constantly. And that's what killed Frieza, like dismantled him essentially. I shouldn't say killed, but that's what put apart Frieza, right? So we have on the one hand a move powerful enough to stun semi-perfect Cell that literally kills you, versus Krillin's signature move. And I already know what you're gonna say. I've already thought of the two good counter arguments. The first is that the Kienzan that maimed Frieza is not the Kienzan that Krillin tossed. It's Frieza's own Kienzan. So we have no reason to believe that Krillin's Kienzan is sharp or made with the necessary amount of ki that it would do the same damage as Frieza's did to Frieza. And then the other argument would be that there's no reason to believe that like Tien can't learn Kienzan, like it's key manipulation at the end of the day. Tien learned Kamehameha, Krillin's learned Solar Flare.
Here's Goku doing Solar Flare.
I'm mentioning Frieza taking a move from Krillin as he learned it. Basically every character in the show is shown to just steal moves from other characters literally mid-fight. So in DBZ, everybody's kind of Kakashi, you know? We have no reason to believe that Tien couldn't just like learn Destructo Disc and toss one at Krillin, right? So those are the two big counter arguments. I'm gonna crush them both here. Rapid fire.
Krillin's back, and he's just as strong as ever. But how?
I'll tell you how. It's because God willed it. And I suppose Dende helped. Yes, that's right. By Toriyama's good graces, he has actually answered this question, so there can be no debate. Toriyama, God, said Krillin is the strongest Earthling. I would like to give Tien fans a moment of silence. Let's please be respectful. But, you know, it's not really all about that. Like, Tien's shown training all the time, bro.
Silence training
isn't everything. Look at Gohan in mystic form. Training means jack shit, typically in Dragon Ball Z. Sorry to disappoint, but training definitely isn't everything, especially if you're plateauing shadow boxing in fields or in empty dojos or in dojos with random humans. You know, lest we forget, Krillin is the only human to have his potential unlocked by Guru.
Much strength in you, even more than you realize, for much of it is still sleeping. Allow me to awaken this power for you.
Touch the bald man's head.
Really? I've already trained myself to my limits. I don't have any sleeping powers.
Bro thinks he's Braun. Dende can barely take it. Nail looks like he's been through this before. And whether it's because he lacks aura or because this power-up doesn't feel earned, many conveniently forget that Krillin is the most powerful human at this point in the series, and it's not even close. And that meant something. But I get it, and don't we all? Tien fans are upset at seeing a character that they perceive to be a good man putting in the work, putting in all the hard work, and not getting the results from their efforts, right? Who couldn't be upset, or at least a little bit miffed by that perception? And I think the unfortunate reality is that Dragon Ball Z has always been about more than just blunt training, right? Blunt, plateaued, basic, human, punching in random empty fields training. It's always been about, like, pushing your limits. And it seems to be the case that Tien, I don't know, I hate to say it, but, like, he has a hard time doing that, okay? I'm going to put it that way. We never see him pushing himself as hard as, like, even Vegeta did, for instance, pushing those gravity rooms on Earth in his pursuit to obtain Super Saiyan. Yeah, wait, hold up. Do you guys remember this shit? Obviously, Vegeta's a Saiyan, so Tien would need to bump this down a little bit, but still. He never tried this approach once. This part's dope. As part of his training, he has to fire Ki blasts at these reflective droids that test his ability to dodge under 300 times normal gravity. And yeah, I've talked about this before in videos, but it's scenes like these that are replayed over and over again for pre-workout motivation by young men in gyms all across America.
Yeah, America.
Just kidding, I only say that because that's where I'm from. And they are playing the Funimation dub. They are playing it with the Bruce Falconer production soundtrack, the Cake Mix Recording Studios, the Chris Sabat voice actor for Vegeta, English dub edition. That's right, this was the beginning of poor Yamcha's cuckening. Why don't we ever see Tien pushing his limits like this? But why couldn't a human be? And like Vegeta shows us, you have to push your limits and try new horizons. You can't just keep sparring the same, slightly more difficult opponents. Oh, Yamcha, what they did to you was criminal. And yeah, that boy's still going at it. Now, some of you might be quick to note that even with this training, Vegeta did not hit the new height that was Super Saiyan, right? It took more than just this high-intensity gravity training. But the fact of the matter is that this set the foundation, and that Vegeta was truly pushing his limits in this training arc, and that we saw a side of Vegeta here that we never saw from Tien, and that this is the side that you need to make up for the what the hacks, okay? Do you guys understand? Krillin has what the hacks, okay? Krillin gapped, do you understand what I'm saying? Krillin gapped Tien way back in Namek, and Tien's been desperately trying to catch up this entire time, but he's never willing to put in the same work as a motherfucker like Vegeta is to close the what the hacks gap. Look at him, he's still going. 400 times gravity, one-arm push-ups. Does Tien ever do this?
No, not even close.
More like 2-finger push-ups, bro. Transition into a 3-finger, upside-down, one-handed, Valiant music playing push-up.
Come on, bro.
The incline on this is insane. And then this is what it's like.
To go even further beyond!
Vegeta had to do this to make up for the Goku difference. Why couldn't Tien do this to make up for the Krillin difference? And we like to mock Vegeta, but there's no denying in this moment that he put in the work, man. His training brought him to his knees.
Increasing gravity simulation. 450 times planet's normal gravity.
And what does he say when he's pushed to his absolute break?
No, I can do more!
Astounding perseverance.
Did Tien ever have a dog even half this big? What's more is during sagas, he's never pushing himself to get the real-world experience that most of the rest of the cast, including Krillin, are, right? He wasn't on Namek. To be fair, he was dead. But he didn't go into the hyperbolic time chamber. It just kind of seems like Tien, and I'm not saying these are like Tien's choices, he's a fictional character in a universe written by people. He was never written to have those moments where he could be or feel as included as the rest of the cast, as characters like Krillin and of course Gohan and Piccolo in Z, where he would go and make some huge stride in power. It felt like most of the instances where Tien was shown being badass, he was either doing something that was life-threatening, like that you knew he was like massively outclassed. He's always framed as like, you're massively outclassed here and this is your final stand. He was never framed as like a legitimate warrior against the threat that be. And that's just not the case for Krillin. Love or hate him, Krillin was a genuine threat on Namek, got his potential unlocked by Guru, and was objectively stronger than any other Earthling in the series at that point in time, probably only rivaled by Gohan. Honestly, he was probably stronger than Gohan at that very particular moment in the series. Certainly certainly right when he got his potential unlocked, and maybe even soon after, as Gohan's proclivities for violence were just not there yet. And going up from Gohan, so like Gohan, maybe Piccolo beats him then, certainly Piccolo beats him after he fuses with Nail, you know, Vegeta, Goku, I digress from there. But he's stronger at that point for sure than Yamcha, Tien, even after they trained on Kaio-sama's planet. Why didn't Tien learn Kaioken? And then furthering that, Tien never went to the hyperbolic time chamber. Krillin did have a bunch of battle experience that he had racked up on Namek. We saw also Krillin during the Saiyan saga have a much more impressive performance against the Cybermen than Tien did. Hell, that edit that I started last video with was only moments before Tien got his arm hacked off by Nappa. That's right, Tien also has moments where he has like 5 minutes to react, but he's so paralyzed with fear that he just lets the absolute worst case scenario play out right before his eyes. Yeah, just compare their two CVs side by side, and I feel like Krillin's the more qualified candidate for the case of who is the strongest man by kind of a long shot. Tien basically only has to his name that he's taller, more bald somehow, and more buff, and always training. But if that ever amounts to anything, and Krillin has more battle experience, more impact in sagas, and generally seen to be fighting more significant threats and doing more to them, then what does that really amount to at the end of the day? Know your place, Tien. He's never been good at that.
Tell me why you disguised yourself. Don't you know what martial arts are for? They're not for gain. They're to protect what we hold sacred. Chapsu!
I'm so sorry. I wasn't strong enough. I couldn't save you. I failed.
No, Chapsu.
Are you okay? Mr. Tien?
Ignores Gohan. His thoughts are too clouded. Because even when they were evil, he and Chaozu were still homies.
Please allow me to introduce my two-star pupils.
You, how dare you? I swear you'll pay for this, you monster.
And when Tao almost killed Chaozu, of course Tien had his back. They even climbed Kami's lookout together.
Tien, are we almost there?
Yeah, we'll see Kami soon.
Distant memories slipping away before his very eyes as he and his best friend.
I'm sorry, Tien. You're my best friend, always.
Get outscaled.
Late game.
Chaozu! No, Chaozu, I'm sorry. I'm the one who failed you. I should have protected you. But I promise, I'm going to make it up to you. Right now.
But one thing you gotta understand about Tien.
I'll be with you again soon, Chaozu.
He doesn't care about power levels.
That was a close one.